I was in a hurry. I was rushing. I had a meeting of colleagues ministerium. Was back in Virginia, going on in half an hour. And I was at home 45 minutes away. So I pushed the pedal to the metal. Uh-oh, I heard you say it. So I was rushing. Wherever it was 35, I went 45. Where it was 45, I went 55. And it happened to lead right through Windsor in Virginia. And I thought, okay, 25, I go 35, 35, 45. Well, right before it turned to 55, there was still 35. And I was already at 55. I saw them in the mirror, and I felt like this small. Felt like I wanted to hide under the seat and shriveling up. And I felt this feeling washing over me. And I think back, Dietmar, how could you? No excuse, no nothing. That is feeling humbled, humility, feeling so small, and whoa, you are out of it. Have you ever said anything in the heat of the moment? You say, whoa, you kind of, in the heat of the moment, words that you felt like were right there, and then afterwards you feel like, I wish I can take it back. Eating your words, eating humble pie, feeling like, wow, I really hurt someone. I was really way out there where I could have and should have been right here present. And every relationship, when we have friends, thinks we do that. It's just in us. So the question is, how do we learn? What are ways to be in touch with our true selves in a deeper way, where we're not too full of ourselves, not too inflated, but also not shriveling up and not being true to ourselves, who we're meant to be. So experience is what we learn the hard way. Like me speeding way back, I still feel today like, whoa, that was not okay. And I paid for it and haven't gotten a speeding ticket since. But I still go above the speed limit. But not that much. How do we learn? How do we experience this place that is good for us to be in touch with? One way is to be out in creation, be in nature, and be in awe. Did you ever feel like this? Watching the moon rise recently, it was like this cheese ball coming up. It was like, wow. Or if you saw the northern lights, it was like, wow. So there is a sense when you feel small in the presence of the great I am, or the great beautiful creation, or whatever gives you a sense of awe, is this sense of connecting to the sacred, to the holy, to the presence of the living God. Like singing in the choir, sometimes, and it's so much richer singing with you than just listening to it. But it's sometimes there are these moments, it's sublime. And words cannot capture what's going on because it's so rich, it's so like, that gives us this sense of greatness. and where we feel a sense of smallness in a good sense, that we don't have to shrivel up, but that we're in the presence of the greater, of the living one, how God wants to meet us. Second thing, how to practice humility is through service. Helping someone. The attitude like, and you have seen it always, there's some people coming, are so full of themselves, feel like entitled, and they fill the room so much there's no space for anyone else. And like I'm still learning, our neighbor says they are nitwits, is that a word? Half-wits. So, and sometimes in our youthful selves, when we're too full of ourselves, feels like there's no room for anything else, for anyone else. I have those moments in my life too, and I'm not proud of them either. But when we serve, when we see not what's in it for me or for us, for me, what can I do for someone else? That's where something shifts, where something comes in equilibrium. Martin Luther King redefined the way of greatness. He said, great is the one who serves, and everyone can serve. So there is greatness in service in what we can do for others. And wow, is that an amazing experience when we do loaves and fishes for me. Just there is something coming back when we share, when we give, when we're present, when we try to help. That is awesome. That is this wonder, and that's what we're meant to be. And the fourth thing, how we can learn humility, is that we recognize we are kin. We are family. No matter which position, no matter which corner we may be, no matter our convictions, we are kin. We're family. 99.9% of our DNA is the same. So 1 in 1,000 were different. 1 in 1,000. Now it happened to be that 1 defines our skin color, defines our looks, whether we have hair or not, whether we have blue eyes or brown eyes, or so that 1 in not in a million, in 1,000 defines what we look like. Why would we let that define who we are and how we relate to one another, that we're kin? Every person you see, in person, on TV, no matter where, every person you see and encounter is loved by God as much as you are. So what makes you think your role is to convince the other person that you know better, that they are wrong, that they can learn from you, versus learning to love them as sister, as brother, as kin?